Today has been really a day that is having some slow news, but the biggest story is all about Jodan Sancho. And it looks like Jodan Sancho had been linked to Saudi Arabia. Remember, the transfer window of Saudi Arabia closes today, and Jodan Sancho has been really not okay with that move. And obviously, we've gone ahead to obviously bring to you exactly what all this is all about. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, we're here to bring you all the stories concerning Jodan Sancho, what Erik ten Hag is thinking about Jodan Sancho, how much he's really disappointed. Jodan Sancho has broken to us by a second journalist in a row, that is Rob Dawson. Let's see close to 300 likes much on this video. Don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, let's start it off with James Beng, who obviously put up this story today concerning Jodan Sancho, that Al Etafik said to make dramatic late move for Jodan Sancho. That's what he went ahead and obviously put up, and obviously everyone was shocked that can Jodan Sancho go to Saudi Arabia. But no sooner had he put out that story than TalkSport came out and obviously told us through Alex Cook that Manchester United have declined to comment on the prospect of Jodan Sancho joining former teammate Cristiano Ronaldo in the Middle East. That's what Alex Cook really said. He was the first journalist to obviously come out and refute all what James Beng had obviously gone ahead to put up. And guess what happened? Even more credible journalists went ahead to show up and obviously told us the following, that Jodan Sancho isn't joining Saudi Pro League before transfer deadline tonight. 23-year-old admired, but move not happening. That is it, coming in from David Olsen. So that means the interest was there, but Jodan Sancho turned down the move because all what he wants to obviously achieve. Then Fabrizio Romano told us that Jodan Sancho and Al Etafik story being denied on both player and club side. No negotiations taking place after Gray deal done. He'll be Etafik winger. Sancho expected to discuss situation with Erik ten Hag and staff soon. So all those that were really trading stories about Jodan Sancho and how he's going to Saudi Arabia, that has all been refuted. The fact is, the side in Saudi Arabia was interested in just signing Jodan Sancho, and Steven Gerrard was obviously very much eager to see to it that he joins him down in Saudi Arabia. But he said to them, no, that is Jodan Sancho and his entire team. So Jodan Sancho is really one of those players that his future is obviously in jeopardy at Man United, and that's why he was being linked to a move to Saudi Arabia, maybe to a loan, and obviously see to it that when the January transfer window really opens up, Jodan Sancho finds himself in a position of really leaving, and maybe United find a permanent sale for the player. But for Jodan Sancho and his conditions, and all this entire condition being caused by him not getting enough playing time because he misses to play for the England national team, Jodan Sancho wants to obviously get maybe another serious club where Gareth Southgate will obviously consider him as one of the best players to obviously ever play the game for the England national team. He's obviously 23 years of age and he's fighting hard to get to where he deserves to be. So he wouldn't choose to go to Saudi Arabia, because you see that even Balogun, who was playing for the French League One side and was firing in all cylinders for the steady reigns before he joined Monaco, was not considered to be part of the England national team. And the reason given was that the goals scored in the French League One cannot be compared to the goals being scored to the Premier League, meaning that players like Ivan Toney and Callum Wilson were really ahead of him. You see to it that even a player called Eddie Nketiah has been really gotten his first call up, and Balogun decided to go on and really play for the American national team. That is it, coming in from Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, refuting all of that. Now, before all that came into play, There are stories coming in from Rob Dawson, and they're all about Jodan Sancho's situation and what led to all this situation happening lively at Manchester United. He has told us that Erik ten Hag is increasingly frustrated that Jodan Sancho's level of performance can vary dramatically sometimes from week to week, and often depending on the whether or not he starts games. The same phenomenon was observed in training, meaning that Jodan Sancho, when he's not starting games, obviously he drops off dramatically. That's it. And that is something that Erik ten Hag will never love, to have a player in his squad obviously like that, because Ten Hag believes that you have to prove that you are worth starting in my team to obviously put in the fight. But Jodan Sancho isn't considering that and is fronting his attitude to the manager Erik ten Hag. And it shows you that what led to Erik ten Hag to obviously drop Jodan Sancho was nothing else apart from his drop of levels. Sometimes he drops levels in training because he believes that he's not having a fair share of his playing time, and he needs to start games at the club of Manchester United, something that Erik ten Hag doesn't really believe in. Favoritism, though some of us believe that for Anthony, it's what is happening. So Jodan Sancho, Ten Hag went ahead and Rob Dawson went ahead and revealed a next story about Jodan Sancho and Erik ten Hag, that Ten Hag and his staff have been particularly disappointed with Jodan Sancho, having felt they took extraordinary steps to help him last season. Ten Hag had run out of options, but he had insisted that his physical and mental state was more important. Obviously, you know what Ten Hag really did for Jodan Sancho, sending him down to the side of Netherlands to obviously go through that treatment. Obviously helped him become a more better player, and returned and obviously did the needful for the club of Man United. So Ten Hag believes that this is not how Jodan Sancho is supposed to be paying him in this currency, because he believes he would have gone ahead to obviously make more and more business for the side of Man United, and would have gone ahead to put that into consideration before he made a decision to obviously leave and quit this side of Manchester, to go in the media and obviously launch a very uncalled for battle with Erik ten Hag for what he really did for him. So, to my understanding, that is really something huge to Erik ten Hag and Jodan Sancho, but we'll wait and see how that is obviously going to work out for the manager and Jodan Sancho. As Fabrice has told us that there is a planned meeting between Jodan Sancho and Erik ten Hag. I think it's going to be around Friday, because these players have been on a holiday, and they are going to resume training, I think, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as they wait for their fellow players to return from the international break, obviously to take part into the business that is being occurred at the national duties. Now, again, Rob Dawson had the following to add about the Jodan Sancho situation: that off the pitch, club sources describe Jodan Sancho as a complex character. He can be loud and outgoing, but he can also be very reserved. During the launch of an Adidas jersey in Melbourne in 2022, he asked the host of the event to avoid asking him questions. So to me, I understand, but to me what I offer almost is Sancho's performance on the field of play. Sancho is a player who has obviously looked good sometimes and sometimes looked off, but we understand the problem. It's all about him not really getting enough playing time. And to me, from Erik ten Hag, why don't I let Sancho go? Because if he cannot obviously reach the levels that you want, then let the player go and leave, because the player wants to leave. Obviously, he wants to be playing enough game. He wants to be playing enough games. That is it. So for Sancho putting out that statement, it's an indicator that he wants to leave. So I don't want to see the club standing in the way because Sancho wants to leave, because I don't see Erik ten Hag really starting Sancho in any of the games that you're going to play, unless otherwise Sancho really puts out a public apology on Twitter and obviously says, I've gone ahead to apologize to my teammates and everyone, but it looks like things are obviously really going into the bad direction that most of us don't want them to be. And Rob Dawson summed it up by saying some staff members find Jodan Sancho cold and withdrawn, while others attribute his behavior to simple shyness. So to me, I'm not bothered about what Jodan Sancho is all about. Is he shy? Or what he does off the pitch? All I want to see is him playing the game of football. If has gone ahead to fall out with Erik ten Hag, let Ten Hag tell the board, I'm not going to use Jodan Sancho again, and let us know that Jodan Sancho is up for sale in the January transfer window, and let them sell him off immediately. That is it, because Sancho came in through 2021. He has been here for 2021, 2022. I think this is his third season at Man United, meaning that his contract has 2 years left with a further option of 1 year. They have to pay money for Borussia Dortmund, and they have obviously to bear with the situation that is happening with Jodan Sancho. I don't want to see the board forcing Ten Hag to really keep Jodan Sancho, and I think Erik ten Hag won't obviously dance to the tunes of the board. So guys, your thoughts on Sancho shock transfer deal off to Saudi Arabia, and Erik ten Hag disappointed in Jodan Sancho. So what do you make about that? I call for that into the comment section below. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu Fikum. I'm out.